The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
I'm Matt Kibbe, the current student body president here at Adrian College. I chose AC because the campus simply feels like home. Everywhere I go, I know the amenities are there to help me succeed and get to the next level in my career. If you want to see what Adrian College has to offer, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College has dozens of athletics programs, and winning is a staple on our campus. We have the culture of winning in and out of the classroom. This is a place where young men and women grow into professionals for life. Are you interested in learning more about the Bulldog experience? Visit adrianbulldogs.com and the Recruit Me tab to be recruited to play your sport of choice today. If you have what it takes, you could be a Bulldog in no time.
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, Leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent and accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
gentlemen, and you know what that means. It's ACHA Division I Men's Hockey Night as your Adrian Bulldogs, the number 2 seed in the Division I of ACHA, take on number 14, Calvin University Knights. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Herman, joined alongside by Anthony Ryder. Happy to have you here on ACTV for what should be a fantastic evening of hockey. The Bulldogs coming into this game off a last weekend sweep over Stony Brook University. They won their first matchup 15-0 in an absolute thumping. And then the following night, a come-from-behind win, 4-3 in overtime, and the Dogs are rolling. Calvin University, a little bit different on the other side. Anthony, take us through that.
Yeah, Calvin University, despite being 14-4-3, really struggling recently, losing 4 of their last 5 games, not playing the greatest hockey, but they are ranked 14th, as you said earlier, and they should give the Bulldogs a pretty good matchup tonight.
It is expected to see a pretty decent hockey game, if I do say so myself. Obviously, when you have 2 teams that are within the top 20 in the ACHA D1 rankings, you have to expect that there's good talent out there, and you can certainly see it with the Bulldog squad as well as Calvin University.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and as you said, the Bulldogs have been on a roll recently. They had that nail-biter versus Stony Creek recently, but some of their other scores from this season and very recently, 15-0, 10-1, 13-1, 10-1, 12-1 victories. They've been dominant as you could be at hockey this season.
And Stony Brook, not an easy opponent that they faced last weekend. Flashback to 1 year ago around this time, those 2 teams faced off, and Stony Brook came away with the sweep here at home, and the Bulldogs were able to reverse the script and change the outcome as we are underway here at Arrington Ice Arena. Just about 30 seconds gone. We saw a quick icing call, and now things play towards the left side. This is under the red, picked up by Ethan Best. Translated around the kick plate. Underneath red, left side corner. Smith will play it around for Spate, has Gajewski in the slot. Dakota Bond, as well as Dylan Kent up at the points for this opening shift. Bond not able to keep it in. Here's a fast chance. Saberga couldn't play that puck. Now in the slot, taken away with some speed is Spate. Able to dump it on in. And the first stop of the evening as this plays towards the right side.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Adrian, just based off their scores this season, they are a high-scoring offense. They like to get the puck on net as often as possible, scoring a lot of goals this season. We've already seen a couple decent attempts already for the Bulldogs.
Bond with a soft chipped backhand up at the left blue with Stanko. Called for that puck, but would not get the pass. He'll hold on the left side. Here's Bond with an extended shift, waiting to set up his pieces, as finally it's moved horizontally to Dylan Kent. Turned over at the blue, picked up by Ickes. He couldn't hold on to it. It was rimmed down low and caromed around the right side wall. Nice hit there in the near corner by Bond as he chips it up top. Picked up by Dukier. A bounce pass up top. Davis with a shot, and an extended waffle save there by DeContier, his second of the evening. Bulldogs surprisingly without a shot yet. Bond with tired legs able to finally make the change as Stanko will send in. Wraps around down low. Here's a turnover. Stanko walking in and taking the shot there. Was blocked in the shin pads by Justin Davis. Jammer tried to pick up but lost control. McLaughlin fires a shot of his own, but making a block there was Keith Schenkel. To Cesare. Forehand to backhand. Fanned on the shot. Will re-pick it up and cycle it back to McLaughlin. D-to-D pass for Mott. Fakes the shot and finally takes it. A rebound loose in front, and it's kept out by Ciso. Things traveled towards the left corner. McLaughlin couldn't keep that in, so it's sent the length of the ice. Mott will have to backtrack to replay it up. Hits Overval up way at neutral ice. Recently coming back from the university games, represented his home country of Sweden over at Lake Placid just about a week and a half ago. Had some other Adrian College hockey players join him as well. 3 on the men's Division III team that we carry here at Adrian. Those playing for the U.S. came away with a silver medal. Sweden did not fare as well. Here's a drop pass. Vesperini, the one-time Connecticut Chief, played in the EHL for a season. He'll carry and try and backhand, but couldn't connect. Fife is streaking through the middle. It's dumped in, rimmed down low. Fife will beat the pass, getting there and tying it up on the boards. Finally, it's broken free. In the slot, Armstrong couldn't hold on to it, and that shot sailed high.
Yeah, and Adrian's really starting to find their rhythm here. 3 shots in the last couple of minutes. They're starting to get the puck on net, and they are very prolific at scoring.
Have to be extremely careful depending on what line you have out. You have some of the top scorers in the ACHA D1, as this attempted chance was offsides. So we'll get a whistle with 15:34 left to go.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, a little bit of a slow start, didn't really get a shot off early, but the last couple of minutes has really been putting some shots on net and putting Calvin under a little bit of pressure.
And when we talk about top scorers in ACHA D1, Connor Smith with 46 points, leading the Bulldogs at the moment, 28 goals, 18 assists. Shortly followed by his brother, Sebastian Smith, 13 goals, 28 assists for 41 points.
Talk about a dynamic duo.
This is wrapped around the high glass and teleported down low towards the ice. And a nice step-up hit from Armstrong was sent on Kyle Van Duzen. DeContier couldn't play it. Now up at blue. It's swiped at and almost kept in. And here's a chance. Thornton will walk in. That shot was taken. Played down off the glove. Smith. Onto the red. Over to Bond. Tried to glove it down, but couldn't hold on to it. Gajewski to Spate. Gets caught up with Bond, but finally the play breaks free. The other way, Ernst plays against Thornton, but he's able to forward it up. Here's Spate with some speed, turning on the Jets down the center to Gajewski with a shot, and a nice save by Ciso to keep it out. Back the other way, Calvin couldn't connect on that attempted pass, and Dakota Bond will get on the possession. Fires off the boards. That pass, soccer kicked off of a skate of Smith. Sebastian, that is, not to be confused with brother Connor we talked about just moments ago. And now with it is Jagleski. A turnover. Gajewski shaking through. 2-on-1 chance. Spade on the side. Here's a shot and a save by Ciso. Smith put it right in the center chest.
Yeah, and a really good play there by Smith. I mean, beating the defender, getting a good shot off. Just a really good save by the goalie there to keep it 0-0.
Carlos Ciso, the freshman tonight. 6 feet 175 from Calgary, Alberta. Played his junior hockey, his age-out year with the Creston Valley Thundercats in the KIJHL. As he makes a nice stick stop there, and Schenkel will push it through. Mott had that stripped away from him. Looking to get back on top. Here come the Bulldogs with some speed. Stankel's on the left side. DeGiulio tried to walk through, but he was stopped by Elkis. McLaughlin will fire in. Does a 180 around the boards, and finally into neutral ice, but it was kept in. That shot was taken, but it was off the target and wide. Ciso never got a piece of it. Backhand from Mott is gloved down by Stanko. Connecting with Smith, he walks through. DeGiulio looking for Smith, but gets it to Nolan. Connor Smith down low in the left corner. Fires up for Thornton, but it bounces off his shin pad. And here's a break. Shot taken! And that was shot high over the crossbar. DeContier never making contact. Love the intensity so far from Calvin University, really to match the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they've come out really hot. I mean, they've been very aggressive offensively, really trying to capitalize on some of those Bulldog turnovers early. As we just saw, got a shot off one of those turnovers. And I think if Calvin wants to win this game, that's what they're going to have to do. Capitalize on mistakes, take advantage of some of the things the Bulldogs might not be doing so well tonight, and really just take advantage of all the opportunities that they're going to get.
They are extremely well coached, too. Mike Petrusma is the man behind the bench leading the pack. Got to hear a little bit about him before the game from Coach Astalos and Coach Raymond. Very close relationship between the three of them, and it's just one of those aspects in the game of hockey that you love to see so much, the sportsmanship and the camaraderie that you can find between great teams, great staff, and great players. With Cesare, it looked like Ciso took a tumble there, but held on to his edge. Got to be careful, the ice is slippery. As this is put off of the glass, Ciso will come out, stop it on the forehand, fakes the backhand, and it's wrapped around up top. Armstrong there to meet it.
Yeah, almost disastrous there, turning the puck over with your goalie behind the net. Not ideal for Calvin, but they win it back.
As this moves up, good stick play by the captain, Sheldon Nolan. On sides, puts this in the slot. Jammer was looking for it, and then he fanned on the pass. So a change of possession, here comes Calvin. Fife gets in front of it, looking for a lane, fires, and a shoulder save. Was bumped out just for a second by Ciso, and he held on to it with a glove with 11:51 left to go in the first.
Yeah, talking about those turnovers right there. Calvin almost had a disastrous one. Open shot on net, but very good composed goalkeeping there by Calvin.
Decent crowd here tonight at Arrington, a Thursday evening. No better place to be than to watch the Bulldogs play some hockey. Full packed weekend for all of our teams as well. The men's Division III NCAA team plays at home. Division II ACHA plays at home as well. Tomorrow, I believe the women's ACHA D1 play against Maryville. Some good hockey going to be shown here in just a short couple of days, and there's going to be a penalty call down on the play. Dylan Kent's going to go to the box for a slashing. So the first 5-on-4 of the evening will go to Calvin.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations we talked about, right? Got to take advantage when you're up on numbers for Calvin. You got to see if you can score a goal here, up 5-4.
And this is a power play for Calvin that's really scary. Coming into the game with a 52.94% conversion rate overall on the season. As here's a nice nifty move made, and another call is going to be made here. There is an arm up. I think the Bulldogs are going to go down 5-on-3.
Yeah, not ideal for the Bulldogs, of course. They are, giving up a few shots here. Calvin, of course, on the attack, now up 5-3. The Bulldogs have got to be careful here not to commit any more penalties and really play some sound defense if they want to keep Calvin out of the net.
So an extended odd man opportunity. Calvin will go up 5-on-3 for the next minute and 43 seconds if nothing changes. And then still will have 17 seconds of power play time after the initial penalty expires. There's Brody Thornton in the box now with the second call for slashing. As this is played up top, DDD pass by Elkins. He gives it and dishes it back out. Van Duzen down low. A scary play there as it's kept on the blue by Elkins. Pushed down low. Elkins will fake the shot. Go back over for Van Duzen. Down low, in the slot, and a nice pad save by DeContier. Gets the stick taps on the bench. Elkins once again to Van Duzen. Down low, gets it right back. Firing, and it's blocked in front by Nolan.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are doing a good job so far, staying sound, staying in front of that net, and not giving Calvin as many opportunities as they probably like right now.
Mont will get in the way and break this play up, but Elkins with the glove holds on to it and plays it to himself, walking in. Over for Van Duzen, and this went horizontally wide. There was almost a tip right on the goal front. The Bulldogs need to be careful here. They're 37 seconds away. Mott taking a tumble.
You got to get that out of your half.
Calvin staying in the zone the whole time. Elkins down low. DeContier with a stick breaks it up, and finally it's able to be cleared by Overval.
Yeah, that's the play the Bulldogs needed. Get a rotation, get out of your defensive half. Still down 3-5 men, of course, but that gives you an opportunity to reset, get some fresh legs on the ice, and kind of regroup as a defense.
Riordan played that around. DeContier fumbled the pass just for a second as Kent will come out of the box, and holding the post nicely there, making the stop is DeContier.
Yeah, phenomenal goalkeeping so far by Adrian tonight.
Dukes ripped a shot, and Spate got in front of it and kicked it aside on himself. And just like that, we're back to even strength hockey, and a great penalty kill from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great stand there from Adrian College. Down 3 men to 5 is not easy to defend, but they made it look pretty easy on that one.
And a scary play there. Ciso made the poke check, almost fanned on it, and went through his 5-hole. But for such a strong penalty, for such a strong power play, the Bulldogs did a great job defending Calvin.
Yeah, and if you're Calvin, you're going to probably look at this later and say, you know, we had this opportunity earlier, opportunity to go up in the game, get the first goal, take the lead, and, you know, to Adrian's credit, they did a great job defending, didn't allow that many shots, didn't allow that many opportunities for Calvin despite being down 2 players.
Here's a break coming up the ice. Here's Bebelos. He's stopped by Bond. You have to remember, too, coming into the game, the penalty kill unit for the Bulldogs, 87.64% conversion rate. So they've done pretty well when they're down a man or two. As this shot was taken by Smith, and it was blocked. Bebelos on the break, looking, and fires high.
Yeah, and of course, it's always fun to talk about the high-scoring offense of the Bulldogs, but they've had a suffocating defense this year as well, not allowing more than 4 goals, I believe, at all of this season. So defensively, they've been very strong as an entire team, and they showed right there exactly why.
Brody Thornton settles things down as he'll hold behind the goal. A center lane pass to DiGiulio was backhanded. Stanko couldn't make the contact. Nolan will make a nice hit on Ix. And this is whistled down with 8:03 left to go in the first period for offsides, as we'll take the face-off in neutral ice. This is picked up. Pass sent up for Spate. And it's lofted the other way. Thornton will backtrack to get it as he heads up ice with steam. It was turned over, and Ernst will hold on to it with his head up looking for a pass. Shot taken wide to the stick side of DeContier. Spate is open. We'll get this at the center ice logo. Spins off and makes a play.
Oh, what a pass.
And that shot taken, glove down by Smith.
Yeah, good build-up play there for the Bulldogs. Led to a pretty decent opportunity, but once again, both these goalies playing really well tonight, not allowing a whole lot on net, and just overall, I mean, of course, keeping the clean sheets on both sides so far.
Goaltending is such a huge factor in these contests. Coming into the game, Carlos Ciso, 7-3-0, has a 191 GAA and a 933 save percentage. So impressive numbers for the freshman. And then obviously on the other side, Noah DeContier for the Bulldogs, 16-2-0 with a 162 GAA and a 935 save percentage. So slightly better than his opponent, but still impressive as this shot was moved over and somehow stayed out, but finally the rebound is put home. The Bulldogs jump on the board first and take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great play by the Bulldogs. I mean, really good build-up play, but also just sticking with it, right? The first shot gets saved, you cover it. The second shot gets saved, you keep going, and you just keep hitting the puck on the net until it goes in, and that resilience pays off for the Bulldogs here.
So a greasy goal right on top of the goal mouth. We've seen the Bulldogs execute plays like that so many times before in the games we've seen at the home ice Arrington Ice Arena. And things will go in their favor, just like they have in contests before. Fife chops it for Armstrong. Couldn't hit Clement, but Kent will get it. Puts it on net, tipped aside. That was the stick of Maverick Backstrom. Here's a bouncer. Under the cage, rattles around, and a hard hit behind the play on Armstrong as he was sent down hard. Fife slaps one but breaks the stick. Scary situation. Babylos will pick up. A backhander moving over. And with the poke check was Mott. In the slot. Here's a shot. DeContier made the save, and the second one might have caught the post as Owen Duker couldn't put it home.
Yeah, and more great goalkeeping by the Bulldogs. I mean, a good deflection across the center of the goal. A great save by the Adrian College goalkeeper, keeping this game in favor of the Bulldogs.
So Matt DeCesare will get the credit for the tuck on the opening goal for the Bulldogs. Ix couldn't hold on to it, was slightly out of position as this shot was taken and rattled aside. Scary situation there as Thornton had to move it. Smith will step up. Gets that out. Just about 24 seconds away from the 5-minute mark in the first period. Shots are 11-5 in favor of the Bulldogs. Now you hear the Arrington faithful coming alive, sitting in the yellow seats here in the crowd.
Yeah, and Adrian's looking to go up 2-0. They have, kind of been on the defensive the last couple minutes, but of course, getting that early goal, getting that first scoring opportunity, puts them in a very favorable situation versus this Calvin team.
The Bulldogs definitely have to be careful considering their last game. The first time they played Stony Brook last weekend, they went up big and quickly in the first period. And the second game was a little bit of a different result, so we might see a more composed Bulldog squad as this shot was taken and rattled high. You have to remember, this is a strong Calvin team. They're number 14. Yeah. Just 12 spots away from the Bulldogs in the rankings, but they should never be taken lightly.
Definitely. Even with their recent struggles, I mean, they're still a very talented team, still ranked 14th for a reason, and they are, as you said, a very talented Calvin hockey team.
Mott will fire on, and Cisos might have tipped it, but nonetheless, it flew into the netting and will halt for a whistle with 4:18 left to go in the first frame. Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder here live on ACTV. We all thank you for joining us from wherever you may be viewing tonight. I hope you're enjoying your Thursday evening, starting to wind down the work week and get into the weekend. Smith will send a pass as it threaded the needle through the legs there of Owen Duker. Bulldogs were offside, so they'll have to go back for a second spate. We'll jam things up, and an offset pass finds its way to Kyle Van Duzen. Dumps in, gets support there from Christoph Petrula. Down low is the play, and finally it breaks free towards Gajewski. Through neutral, Bond with a bounce pass, as that didn't connect with anybody. And a quick one-touch will find its way back to Bond. A spinning pass from Jammer to DeCesare. Moves it over and ringing the iron! As it was sent up into the netting, Henrik Overval, oh, so close to putting the Bulldogs up by 2.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs have been a little bit more on the defensive side these last couple of minutes after going up early. But right there, nice little counterattack leads to a shot opportunity and nearly a second goal for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you see it there. Overval coming in with some confidence after representing his home Sweden country in the university games. Almost helped extend the lead for Adrian, but will still sit at a score of 1-0. DeContier will gingerly stop that with the backhand. And back with it is Dakota Bond. Seen him quite a lot tonight. Overval tried to tip in, but it was caught up in the body of Jagleski. DeCesare wrapped down low for Overval, who couldn't play it. Things slowing down here. Calvin looking to make their approach, and stopping the icing call there with the tip was Quentin Stempfel. Turnover chance in the slot, kicked out, nice save to Kanye.
Yeah, and that's one Adrian can't afford. You cannot turn the puck over that close to your own net. Luckily, some great goalkeeping by Adrian, but still, very scary opportunity for the Bulldogs.
DeContier will get the follow-up chance held up in the glove. Will take the face-off to the TV right, but if you're DeContier, your left side of the ice surface, a little bit different of a perspective for us up here than down there, as this is played up the wing. Fife will send a backhander over. Armstrong off the wall, tied up. It's kept in by a nice defensive play on Clement. This is moved over, and Ciso caught one off the bucket, and it looks like DeContier is going to the bench. Delayed penalty on the ice. Bulldogs will soon go to the power play as finally the whistle is blown down and we'll find the call. It's going to be a high sticking call. We'll see who goes to the box.
Yeah, and Adrian right there again building up very close to a second opportunity at goal. Weren't quite able to capitalize, but going into the power play, they're going to have a great opportunity to go up 2-0 going in to the second period.
Michael Etridis will go to the box. 2 minutes for a high sticking call. And the Bulldog power play coming in today, a 44.09% conversion rate, as this shot was taken and was blocked by a body in front. The penalty kill for Calvin is 80.36%. So strong special team units for both sides of the bench. As Bond gets it, sends it over for Fife. Looks inward. Played that in the skates of DeGiulio, and that misplay will result in the puck being sent down the other way. DeContier will stop, and the Bulldogs will need to make a reapproach. Here's Fife to Stanko. Creating space and time. Gets to Fife. We're under 60 seconds to play as this was turned over. Here's a shorthanded 2-on-1. Moved over once again, and Bond will step up to make the play as this was tipped up into the netting, and we'll take a whistle.
Yeah, and that's great defense there from the Bulldogs. Of course, the costly or potentially costly turnover leading to a 2-on-1 situation defensively, but the Bulldogs recover. They make a fantastic defensive play, and now, of course, they have the opportunity to win the faceoff and go back up 5-4.
Sam Spate will take the face-off against Christopher Bablos. It's one back, Bulldog possession, and it's hemmed over. Catching is Thornton. Left side races in, makes a nice move, but he's taken down hard. Spate passes to no one, but then it's picked up by Nolan. Nolan. Right side over, gets it back to Gajewski, fires, and it pinballs through a sea of bodies, but it wouldn't go. 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Here's Nolan once again. Back over for Thornton. Played up top, Nolan fires, and held up in the glove. A great save by Carlos Ciso.
Yeah, and you know, we talked earlier about how Adrian, down 3 men to 5, really put in a good defensive performance. Calvin's holding their own out there too. Down 5-4 on the power play, and they have not really allowed the Bulldogs too many opportunities or too many quality chances at their goal during this power play.
This is moved back in the waning seconds of the first frame. Gajewski will move that up, and the shot was blocked. And that's going to do it for the first 20 minutes of play. And when we return for the second period, the Bulldogs will stay on the power play for an additional 16 seconds. So not the most eventful in the scoring category for either of these sides. The Bulldogs skating away with a 1-0 victory, 1-0 win after 20 minutes. Shot 16-7 in favor of the Dogs. Anthony, what did you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams came to play a very physical brand of hockey. We've seen a lot of hard hits out there on the ice, and we've seen a lot of great defensive stands. For both teams being relatively high scoring, especially the Adrian Bulldogs, a 1-0 finish at the end of the first period is not what we were expecting up here. Maybe expecting a few more goals, but both teams have played very well defensively. Both goalies have had phenomenal periods up to this point, and the game remains 1-0 in favor of the Adrian Bulldogs.
And with that, Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder here on ACTV will return with the second period of Calvin University and Adrian Bulldogs ACHA Men's Division I Hockey Night after the break.
as you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years. You stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu. Adrian College has once again found itself on the 2022 U.S. News & World Report Best College Rankings. This is the 8th straight year that Adrian has been named to the top regional colleges Midwest section. Adrian College.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder here. Happy to have you rejoin us on ACTV for the second period of regulation play in this ACHA Division I men's matchup between the visiting Calvin University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. So after 20 minutes of play, we only saw 1 goal, and that came on the favor of the Bulldogs side. So they skate into this second 20-minute frame up by 1 tally, and they have 16 seconds of power play time left, 5 on 4. Anthony, break us through the first.
Yeah, I think a lot of us came in thinking that this game was going to be high scoring. Adrian has had an absolutely lethal offense through the early part of their season. Both teams came in and played a very physical brand of hockey. A lot of hard hits, a lot of great defensive stands, phenomenal goalkeeping on both sides, and really neither team has given the other the opportunity to take a lot of advantage of that. There have been some turnovers, there have been some great defensive plays, but neither team has really been able to capitalize on those turnovers or those mistakes to go up early. Adrian capitalized on 1 and of course is now up 1-0, but it is still anybody's game and a very hard-fought, very strong defensive battle between these 2 top-ranked teams.
Matt DeCesare was the opening goal scorer for the Bulldogs. We'll see if he can rack up any other points going forward in the contest. But things are setting up to be an interesting full 60 minutes of play as we get 20 put up on the clock. Period number 2 right under that. 5 on 4 in favor of the Bulldogs. Center ice face-off. Whistle is blown, and we are underway once again at the AIA. Sebastian Smith will start things off as he's shoved off into the boards. Spate to Nolan. Gajewski with a drive, and that one goes high. Final seconds of the penalty expiring. Back to even strength. The shot taken, and a bouncing puck. And Spate couldn't hold on to it. Thornton moves it over for Nolan. He puts it on, and Ciccio will get in front of it to swallow up for the whistle. Good opening 30 seconds to this second period. Just about 28 if we're counting the exact number. Face-off will be won back, but it's poked free by Petrila as a 2-on-1 is moved over, and in the slot there was Jacob Sabenga, but he couldn't get a handle on it.
Yeah, really good defensive, just poke away of the puck, getting it out of harm's way.
As this shot was one-timed in the slot, DeContier will follow up with a stop of his own. Smith, a nice move, looks towards the net, and it's held up by Ciccio with a great stop. Wow, what a move that was by power forward Connor Smith.
Yeah, and we're seeing more of what we saw in the first half. Some nice counterattacks, but some great defensive plays as well. Adrian right here on a counter. Really good move by Smith to get in on net, but just a really good save by the goalkeeper to keep this game within reach for Calvin.
Jammer will motor it around. Overval will pick up with haste as he finds it on the far side wall, and it's chopped back the other way. Mott now on his forehand will send this pass up. It tips up as DeCesare will steal it. Looks toward the net. A toe drag. Loose puck, and nobody could find it. As now down low. This will circle up. Ott with a good keep, but it's taken away from him by Joel Dieleman.
Yeah, and I think if you're, Calvin in this situation, if you're the coach, you talk to your team at the in-between periods and you say, hey, we're in this game, right? Yeah, we're on a little bit of a slow streak. Yeah, it's 1-0. We might be losing, but we have this game still. It is still much within reach for us. 1-0 is not this insurmountable object. And I think Calvin is playing just like that, playing strong defensively still and looking for that opportunity to counter and take advantage.
And take advantage, they have the opportunity to here as the Bulldogs will be whistled down. Matt Cesare will go to the box, 2 minutes for holding. So another power play opportunity now for Calvin, their third of the evening. Could not convert on their first two. We highlighted their impressive power play percentage coming into the contest at just about 52%. 0-2 thus far. 18:07 left to go in the second period. This puck won back. Van Duzen had it in his skates, somehow able to hold on. And a diving play by Spate, going full Superman, and tipped that into the glass as it was being crossed over. Looking up, here's a pass. And it's gloved down. That came off of the stick of Hatcher. Elkins races back with Nolan as he spins off and motors it free. Thornton, with his speed, able to push it the other way. Ciso will stop on the forehand.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of what we saw earlier in the game, the first two power plays for Calvin. Adrian was down 3 men to 5. Very sound defensively, good communication, good rotation, and they didn't allow very many opportunities even down 2 players, and we're seeing more of that here. I mean, just sound defensive principles, staying behind the puck, playing as a team, and really just not giving Calvin the opportunity that you'd think you'd have up 1 player.
A minute 13 left to go on Calvin's 5-on-4. Just about 2:40 gone in the second regulation period. Matt Cesare in the box. The lone goal scorer at the moment in time, as this is one back off of the face-off draw and then cleared the other way. Saucered full length of neutral ice and then back by Ciso. And a pass in neutral ice is picked up. With it now is Ix. Duker holding the left point as this is tied up in the near side corner. Both teams jockeying for it and finally broken loose, but then tied back up once again as Duker will hold on that clearing attempt. A D-to-D pass, shot on. DeContier didn't know where it was, but he kicked out the left pad and made a nice stop to rob that chance.
Yeah, great save there. As you said, kind of lost the puck behind the net. Didn't quite know where it went, but, just trusted his instincts, got in the right spot, and ended up being in the perfect position to make that save.
Not too much time left on the 5-on-4. As this is played back, Hatcher is there first. Will take his time and finally lofted the other way. Spate being sneaky here, plays Ciso, ties him up a little bit. Almost took it away under the goal line.
Yeah, that would have been dangerous for Calvin.
As coming the other way is Sabenga. Up top, right blue. Now D-to-D pass, penalty is killed. Elkins finally fires and Hatcher steps in front. Gives a nod of reassurance that he blocked that one.
Yeah, we talked about earlier how good Calvin was on the power play. 3 attempts at it, 0 goals, and really just a great defensive stand by Adrian. Being very sound, just staying in front of the puck, not allowing very many opportunities. And that's how you're going to win a close-fought, hard defensive battle like this one.
That indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself. As Vesperini will hold the under red as this face-off draw taken. Played up, and here come the Bulldogs. 3-on-2 that turned into a 3-on-3, and the pass chipped off of a stick and into the back glass, and a hard crunching hit by Clement. Gets some stick taps from the bench and another hit down low. Clement sharing some time with Vesperini. Kanye out the stop. Plays it off the forehand to Fife. Chip high off the glass, textbook play. But it redirected into the bench of Calvin and will take the face-off back towards the left side in front of DeConnier. 15:23 left to go here in the second period at Arrington Ice Arena. Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder, happy to have you here on ACTV tonight. Always great to support our Bulldogs. They currently lead 1-0 for those of you just tuning in now, as Spate comes away with the takeaway. Has Gajewski in the slot. Looks towards the front and goes on one hand, but couldn't get it to go. Mott stops and pulls up, and a hard shot block there made by Stempfel as he went down in some pain. Bond with some dangles. A broken stick in the slot. Spate! Yes! The Bulldogs have gone up by 2 off of a nice one-time shot by Sam Spate.
Yeah, this is, I mean, what we keep talking about, right? That grit. Just keep going at it. First shot's blocked, you get it back, you shoot again. You just keep going after it and after it and after it. And eventually that puck's got to go in the back of the net. The Bulldogs go up 2-0 in what could be a very significant play in a low-scoring game. Going up by multiple scores is big for this Bulldogs team.
As a wise man close to my circle once said, if you keep shooting the puck, eventually you will score, and that the case there as DeGiulio drops over, tried to get with Stanko, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. I don't know who it's against, but it looks like it will be assessed towards Calvin. A slashing call towards number 21, Charles Riordan. Played his junior hockey with the Anaheim Avalanche in the USPHL Premier. 6'3" sophomore from Edmonton, Alberta. Comes a long way over to Calvin and now into Adrian as the extra attacker for the Bulldogs. They'll be 5-on-4. Here's Fife. Wires that shot, and fighting it off there was Ciso. Going to chase Petrula on Bond.
Yeah, now we've seen actually both times since after the Bulldogs score, they go right after the puck. They don't sit back and let Calvin come at them. They want to take advantage of that momentum. They want to get that third goal. Now they have the opportunity with the power play to not only be up 2 goals, but go up by a third and really start putting this game out of reach and start just pulling away from the Knights.
Smith's shot was blocked and then cleared. DeConnier came out to play it. So Bond finds Smith. He makes a nice move. Walks through the middle, but off of his stick. Stanko will keep it in nonetheless. Bond to Fife, looking inward. Stanko with a nice move! And couldn't get the shot off in time as he was checked hard. This is cleared the other way. A 2-on-1 shorthanded potentially here for Calvin. Was negated in front, and the wraparound stopped as well. 47 seconds left on the 5-on-4.
Yeah, really good recovery by Adrian there. Just, I mean, getting back quickly, getting behind the puck, and really making a good defensive play on what could have been a disastrous 2-on-1 for Calvin.
Here's Gajewski to Spate on the breakaway. A backhander, and it was shoulder to side, and a second chance was kept out. Ciso with a pair of nice stops as he keeps his 19th out on the evening. 21 shots he's seen so far. Smith gets it on the right side. Right-handed shot. Will walk on his forehand. Plays it around. 10 seconds left to go on the power play. Thornton is wide at the moment. Gajewski rips one on, but it was blocked off of a shin pad and exited the zone, and that's going to do it for the power play for Adrian. Gajewski looking for a lane. Tries to play through, and he chips towards the left corner. It's picked up by Davis. Floated high as Babelos tied Thornton up as here comes the Cesare. Looking towards the front, a paddle stop and a follow-up chance kept out by Ciso. Once again, down low is the Cesare and it bounced over his stick. Ciso's holding the post. This is played up top. Mott Over to Overval as he shot one. It was blocked off of the stick of Duker and into the netting. We'll stop with 12:03 left to go in the second period at Arrington Ice Arena.
Yeah, the chances just keep coming. I mean, you look at the Bulldogs, right? They've now 23 shots to 10. And even though it's just a 2-0 game, the Bulldogs, the last couple of minutes, have really started putting the pressure on Calvin, going up that second goal and not taking their foot off the gas pedal. It feels like the floodgates are about to open for this Bulldog offense.
That offense of Adrian College, so dangerous when they're able to hit their spots properly. As we take a momentary halt in play, as making some repairs is Carlos Ciso. Some straps may have popped off of the brain bucket there, and whistle finally blown. De Cesare will win the draw back. Mott puts it on, wide to the blocker side. Caromed around. De Cesare tried to play it, but he couldn't. Kicked off of the skate of Overval. Jammer, a backhander to De Cesare, and it almost squeaked through. But making a good stop there, once again, is Ciso, putting the body right on the shooting angle. This is taken back. Jammer jams it around, and he'll go to get his own rim. Played the other way. Petrola, left side. Easy kick save there for de Cantier. Pushed back up top. Now along the riser as it goes right to left. And taken off the glass. Bulldogs with enough time, they'll decide to make a line change as Calvin will make their approach, and their breakout was stopped. Fife gets it to Clement. He puts it on. Fighting it off is Ciso, and it stays out. Up top, horizontal pass. Hatcher all alone. Stick save there by Ciso, and he covers up with the goalie mitt. And we'll get a whistle with 10:51 left to go in the second.
Yeah, the Bulldogs just keep putting shots on that net. And as you said earlier, if you keep putting shots on net, eventually that puck is going to go in the goal. We've seen that a couple times tonight, some deflections, some redirections, and eventually some goal-scoring opportunities. And the Bulldogs are looking to get their third right here, right now, and take a 3-0 lead in this contest.
We'll see what transpires in the next couple of moments as Clement will play it back. Fife tried to whack that on goal, but was off the target. Kent will receive a pass. Pulls up and makes the shot. And it was blocked down before it could reach the goal front. Once again, Kent pulls up, fires in the 5-hole, and it's poked at. And Best will send a shove on Hatcher. And Ciso will hold on once again.
Yeah, the Bulldogs up to 27 shots now, having just a ton over the last minute or so. Just peppering that net, testing the goalkeeper, but to his credit, Calvin's goalie has been up to the challenge tonight, making save after save after save.
Carlos Ciso, the freshman from Calgary, Alberta. 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. Very good stats coming into this game. He's doing an admirable job at the moment. As this is played over, Hatcher spins one across. Got that pass from Fife, and Ciso was taken down, and he lost his helmet as he's shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, some temper starting to rise here between these two teams. A very physical matchup, low-scoring game. You know, the longer this game goes on, the closer this game is, the more we're probably going to see, you know, a little bit of talking, a few more hits, as this has been a very physical game. And both teams feel like they have the opportunity to go ahead and take control of this game. Even though Calvin's down 2-0, it's not, too unlikely that they have the opportunity to make some plays and come back in this game.
Draw one back. Calvin on the hunt, looking to break out, and they're stopped at the blue by Brody Thornton. Smith will rim around right to left, and a good hit sent on there. Down low as this puck crossed through the hatches. And stepping up was DeGiulio on Ix, right in front of the scorer's table. DeGiulio overskated that puck, and finally it enters in. DeGiulio with a hammered shot was blocked by Davis. Get it right back, looking towards the front, and that squeaked by, but didn't cross the red. Stanko lost it. He's trying to make the pass there. Stempfel. Cantier will push that around himself. As Smith, a one-touch to DeGiulio. As this rattled off of the stick of Davis. Saucered through neutral ice. Mott will get there. Gives it back to Thornton. He makes a nice move. Pokes it free. Smith will backhand as Spate will go and press against Ciso. We've seen that scene once already. Picking up. Petrila. And a hard hit down low from Mott. Gets some woos as more contact. Things starting to get chippy between these two squads.
Yeah, and we've seen that all night. Even, you know, in the process of play, just a lot of hard hits, a lot of physicality tonight. Both teams really came to, you know, enforce their will and really bring that physical presence to the ice. And both teams have taken their shots.
Here's Spate, a skillful player for the Bulldogs, as Gajewski get it, but didn't have enough muscle. But the second try was kept out of the right rib cage. Gajewski turns again, and it's blocked. Up top, McLaughlin. Kent gives it back to McLaughlin. He puts it on, and that caromed wide. And then the second tip. A clog jam turns over for a Calvin opportunity. Now down the center, that shot was taken. Deflected wide. McLaughlin will get it at his own red. Up for Spate. He'll move down the right to Kent. Gives it over. What a play and what a goal! Gajewski right back to Spate. Tic-tac-toe, how do you do?
Yeah, that goal right there, I mean, just phenomenal puck movement by the Bulldogs. They had a man up. They had the advantage when it came to the numbers. And they just moved this puck around. The goalie thought they were going to shoot, falls on his back. And when the goalie's not standing up, it's not too hard to put it past him into the net.
Spate to Kent, back to Spate, to Gajewski, over to Spate again. And the Bulldogs lead by 3 with 7:30 left to go in the second period. What a skillful goal that was. Playing the triangle ever so perfectly.
Yeah, I don't know if you could really ask your team to do too much more on that offensive possession.
It's one of the top lines for the Bulldogs, that being Sam Spate and Dylan Gajewski. Gajewski, a freshman this season, finished his junior hockey career with the North Iowa Bulls in the North American Hockey League. One of the best Tier 2 leagues that the United States has to offer. Sam Spate played for Waterloo in the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League before he made his decision to come over to Adrian. And things looking good here for the Bulldogs. 30 shots for them to Calvin's 11.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs, I mean, still a relatively low-scoring game, but they've been able to take some more advantage of those turnovers, take some more advantage of the missed opportunities by Calvin. And in a game and in a period that started 1-0, the Bulldogs have taken advantage, put 2 more on the board, and have really not put it out of reach, but have definitely made the job for Calvin much more difficult if they want to make a comeback.
You can certainly credit a lot of that being the score, to goaltender Carlos Ciso, who's done a fantastic job, saved 27 shots out of 30 taken. As this rattled from the top left towards the right corner. And back is a breakaway. Here's Stempfel all alone, and coming back to stop it is Thornton, and he's taken down. We're going to get a penalty on the play, and the Bulldogs will head back to the power play.
Yeah, again, that's what we talk about, right? The turnover by Adrian, the opportunity for Calvin, and yet just great defense, great goalkeeping. And now Adrian's back on the power play with 6 minutes to go in this period, already up 3-0.
So Quentin Stempfel will go to the box. He was alone on the breakaway and then had a mishap there and was whistled down for a tripping on Thornton, who made the nice back check. And the Bulldogs back 5-on-4. Fanning on it was Smith. We'll switch sides with Bond to Fife. Back to Smith. And it's gloved down, kept out, and the backhander was finally cleared. And the Calvin University will get some space and time. And is back to get it is Dakota Bond. This is the other way for Stanko. A fifth-year player here for the Bulldogs. As a nice move from Smith. Moved over to Fife. And stopping the one-timer coming across was Ciso.
Yeah, and for two teams that have really good power play percentage and two teams that really thrive being up a man, neither team has been able to put the puck in the back of the net tonight, as again, just more speaking to the great defensive performance from both of these teams to try to keep this game as close as possible going into the third.
Under a minute in the 5-on-4 left, 50 seconds to be exact, as Nolan gives this over for Smith. Right side. A bounce pass and sent back the other way as Nolan will get it. Walks the line and finds Smith. Put through traffic as Spate tried to grab the rebound for his second goal of the evening. Coming so close. Thornton. Right side to Smith. Now Nolan. That shot was blocked down on one knee. Made by Keith Schenkel.
Yeah, and it seems like Adrian's going to have maybe one more opportunity at this power play. About 10 seconds left to get up the ice and maybe get one more shot on net to see if they can capitalize on it.
This is poked free. Gajewski turns up with speed. We're back to even strength, 5-on-5. Mott will get it across. Spate back to Mott. Puts it off the glass and it rattles around. Spate now. Back the other way, Stempfel will play this fresh out of the sin bin. And here's a 2-on-1 for Calvin. This is moved over, and a nice play by Thornton to go down on one knee and block the pass from going through the hash marks. Calvin was arguing that there should have been a call there, as you could say that you might be able to call a trip, but we'll continue play, as here's an odd man 3-on-2. Gajewski to Overval in his feet, and he lost control.
Good defensive recovery there from Calvin to get back on it.
Vesperini shifts to left side, puts it on net, and an easy stop for DeContier. Goes post to post, and then we'll cover up here, as we'll get a stoppage with 3:03 left to go in the second frame of regulation. Bulldogs lead 3-0 at the moment. 2 goals just this period.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, for two teams that are very good at the power play, neither team's really been able to capitalize on it. And that's really been the story of this game, is just missed opportunities. Even right there, right, Calvin had the opportunity up 2-on-1 to go get a goal, get back in this game, and Adrian just didn't let him do it.
Shows you how much skill there is on the Adrian bench and how well they're able to play night in and night out. This is moved up, and the tip off of the backhand plays the glass. Jammers in front, all alone, trying to push it by as he's hit hard after the whistle, and we got a scrap under the red line, and things starting to heat up here at the Arrington Ice Arena. Officials trying to step in, some punches being thrown, The whistle being blown frantically. And things will come to a deadlock. We'll see if there are going to be any calls made.
Yeah, and you could kind of feel this one coming. A very chippy game, very physical game. Eventually something's going to have to break, and we really started to see that here.
And there is going to be a penalty called. We'll see if Adrian will get a matching. Doesn't look like at the moment, but Joel Dieleman will go to the box. And there, in fact, is a Bulldog penalty. Justin Jammer will have to sit down. We'll find out what the official calls are here. Likely some roughing, maybe, if at that. And the officials will take a quick discussion, and both captains understanding what the decisions are, that being Justin Davis and Sheldon Nolan. So we'll play 4-on-4, I believe. That's looking like the numbers that we have. So 4-on-4 play for the next 2 minutes. And after that, we'll have just about another 30 seconds of regulation before the horn sounds. As Sabenga will play this up, gets handcuffed along the right side corner, turns towards the net, and takes a shot, and a loose puck. Calvin scores. It's Christoph's Petrila.
Yeah, and that's really what Calvin needed to get back in this game. It's been tough, it's been very physical, but in just a really good offensive move by Calvin, they put the puck in the net, get right back in this game, but they still have a long way to go to regain that 2-goal lead the Bulldogs still hold over them.
An awkward play there, a soft shot, and a great seeing eye tip from Christoph's Petrila, a freshman from Poland. Might try the pronunciation on the hometown, Kranika Zidraj. I hopefully did not butcher that too bad, but I imagine I did.
It sounded good to me.
Here's Armstrong. As Petrila, with his 18th goal this season, 46 points through his games so far, 21 that is the stat. As a nice play as Armstrong will try and kick that to himself. This is moved up, and a faked toe drag. A broken stick on Ix.
Seen a couple of those tonight.
DeGiulio moves off sides with the stick handle. Didn't realize that he was having a trailing player, so it's whistled down. And a little bit closer of a game than it was before. 3-1 now the score for those of you tuning in here on ACTV. 1:23 left to go in the second period.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I mean, that one goal might not seem like a big deal, right? You're still down 2 going into the second period, but, you know, getting that first goal is huge for Calvin, builds a little bit of momentum, and gives them the opportunity to maybe make a few plays and get back in this thing.
Another broken stick there, that being of Kyle Van Duzen. I think we've seen 2 or 3 broken sticks in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, really.
As another scary chance there was put high over the bar. And back the other way with it. Here's a speeding break for Vesperini. He couldn't shake through. Smith with under 60 to play. Shoved off by Elkins. Played around the corner. Receiving it is Duker. Jamer and Dahlman out of the box as we're back to even strength. And playing it up was Thornton trying to connect with Jammer. Thornton couldn't enter the zone because Jammer was offsides. And finally they're able to, one last second attempt as it's put up top and skimmed along with little time. Here's a 2-on-1 and diving for it. Played the other way. and a blatantly obvious trip, I don't believe, is going to be called down, and the horn will sound. And skating into the third period, the Bulldogs will hold a 3-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Anthony, what did you see from both sides?
Yeah, I mean, more of what we saw in the first period, right? A lot of defense, a lot of really strong stance from the defensive side. You know, a lot of physicality, some hard hits on the ice, but both teams able to capitalize on more opportunities in this period. Of course, Adrian walking away with 2 and Calvin walking away with 1. We're in a very similar situation, low-scoring game. Still, either team could take this in the third period, but I would expect a lot more of the same in the third. Physical play, a lot of opportunities, but also some very good defense and goalkeeping from both sides.
Very well said, Anthony. And ladies and gentlemen, here live on ACTV, Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder, happy to bring you the coverage for tonight's ACHA Men's Division I matchup between Calvin University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Adrian skates into the third period up 3-1. Zamboni will take the ice, both teams back to the locker room, and will return with the final period of regulation after the break.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here live at Arrington Ice Arena as we get set for the third and final regulation period of this ACHA Division I men's matchup between the visiting Calvin University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder. Happy to have you rejoin us here for another 20 minutes of play. Bulldogs lead after 40 minutes at a score of 3-1. Anthony, take us through some of the stats.
Yeah, the Adrian Bulldogs really have played a great defensive game, right? They're up 3-1 with 33 shots to Calvin's 13. Both are 0 for 3 on power plays, but both have had a lot of opportunities in that particular area where, you know, the Adrian has had a lot of offense. Calvin has been able to keep them out for the most part. 30 saves from the Calvin goalkeeper, really keeping them in this game. Calvin able to capitalize late in the second period, put them back in this game, and give them an opportunity to go into the third period with a little bit of life and a little bit of confidence.
And Carlos Ciso, the netminder for Calvin, doing a great job, as you mentioned, Anthony. And puck has dropped, and we're back underway at the AIA. Sebastian Smith will start things off, and will play it around the left side corner. Rims it around and finally trying to break free on the backhand, but he's tied up and finally broken loose. Here come Calvin. This is played in on net, and DeContier checking his surroundings before he decides to touch up for the whistle.
Yeah, and this game has been a very low-scoring game because of the goalkeeping, right? Right there, smart decision by the goalie. Not a crazy save, but a smart decision to get his team the opportunity to get the puck back. And from both goalkeepers tonight, we've seen really good decisions, really good saves, and just great play from both starting keepers tonight.
Has traveled through horizontally, nearing the blue paint of Noah DeContier as he took a swipe at this one and missed. Didn't need to get a piece of it, though, as it traveled wide. Now up top, it's loose. Ciso on the forehand sends this way up. And no icing there, surprisingly enough. Smith, a soft backhand to DiGiulio. Pulls up and fires, but it was blocked. Moves the other way. Gajewski will get there to pick it up. Doing it all himself. Broke through two defenders. Bond looks towards the net. Circles around with the wraparound in the slot, and coming fresh off the bench was Smith. A one-time drive as it's blockered into the glass, and it touched the top of the netting. As we'll stop with a whistle with 18:46 left to go.
Yeah, and you mentioned Smith coming in, the team's leading goal scorer on the season. Came in, had an immediate impact getting that shot on goal. Wasn't quite able to convert, but we'll see if he can maybe make some things happen for the Bulldogs offensively.
This is one back, played by Bond at the near side blue. Back with it is Smith, as his pass was intercepted. Ix will play it through, now in the slot. And Stemfel couldn't get a handle. Now in the slot once again. Standing there definitively was Connor Smith as he stopped that play. Stanko, a backhander on net, off the target. Has a nice play on the backhand. Stanko will pull up, and it's blocked aside. Stepping in front of it, Steven Ix.
Good block there by Calvin to keep that puck out of the net.
Here's Stanko again, hitting the outside of the netting. Good pressure here from the Bulldogs. As this is played forward, DiGiulio will get it, and it's stripped away from him. Stemfel right over to Ix as he'll loft the backhander on net. DeContier will stop it and leave it down for McLaughlin. This is slid across the way for Cesare. Now Overval, back to Mott. DDD pass. Mott to McLaughlin. Now to DeCesare. Is held up. Fans want a hook, but they're not going to get one. Circling down low. Here's Lou Vesperini. Taken down on the hit. Overval makes a nifty move and tried to walk through the legs. As this pass is rimmed around, Vesperini stopped on the wall. Jammer will step to get it. Nolan puts it on and tipped aside by Davis. hard crunching hit down low. Thornton puts this around. Clement will stop it, left-handed shot, trying to spin off there. He's able to knock it free as he's checked hard. And I think there's a piece of the upper part of the protective glass that's on the ice at the moment. And a stick in the feet there as taken down in some haste was Armstrong.
Yeah, a piece of glass, like you said, chipped off the edge of the ring. Not something you see every day.
I think what it was is these separators right here that sort of hold together the glass somehow got knocked off in the offensive zone for the Bulldogs. I can't see from back here which pane it is, but I believe it's picked up and taken out of play. And there it is. It finds its way to the scorer's box. Momentary delay for Ciso to get set. This time now he does, as this popped up in the air for Bond. There's a shot coming across, couldn't meet Armstrong. Tipped off the high glass. And once again, out of the zone, Fife supported by Kent as he gives to Bond. Clement now with some speed, looking towards the front, moves in. This shot slapped on, kept out by Ciso. A wrapping attempt. That one wouldn't go as well. Scramble in front, bouncing bodies everywhere. Finally, it's Ciso with the trapper who'll hold on.
Yeah, and that's really been Adrian's, key to success is just putting those shots on net over and over and over. Not the most efficient night from the Bulldog offense, but just that grit, just that mindset of going after it until it's in the net or out of play has gotten the Bulldogs a number of goals tonight, and they continue to press Calvin and that goalkeeper.
Spate wins this draw back. Gajewski will get it. Moved it over, but the pass was blocked. Bond plays it through and bounces it on net. Takes a hop, skip, and a step away. On the approach is Petrillo. Has one goal this evening. The lone goal scorer for Calvin University. As Spate will get it. He moves up with speed. Gajewski fires on, and it bounces off the end wall. And playing the rebound there was Ciso.
Yeah, another good opportunity for Adrian. Didn't quite get the puck on net, but had a real good opportunity at a shot. Testing the Calvin keeper, seeing if he's awake after a little bit of a break. And we're going to have a face-off here.
15-12 left to go in the third period. Just about 5 minutes gone. Dogs still lead by a pair. At one point, that lead was at 3, and then it was cut one short as Smith almost intercepted and changed possession. This tipped off the high glass and travels down low. Mott with the smart pass to go down low. McLaughlin gets to Stanko. Here's Connor Smith. Puts it on, but it was wide. Mott once again will wrap this around. Smith, the big body, will play it through. Connor Smith, 6'4", 205 pounds. A big man that the Bulldogs certainly rely on quite a lot. Somebody you don't want to run into for a hit. Also can really put some power into his shot. As Stankel will chop it out, but it's played back. Once again moved through. Hicks will get this on the right side. Playing it into the slot and is hit hard by Jammer. Physicality certainly starting to pick up here in the contest.
Yeah. It's definitely been a physical game between these two teams. Part of that low scoring has been the physicality. Willing to put your body on the line to block a shot or take that contact has been a huge part of why both teams have found success tonight.
And there's another one from Matt DeCesare. As he stepped up to lay the body down. Trailing back is Schenkel. That pass was looked towards him, but it was Sheldon Nolan who got in the way of it. A slap shot pass, caroms around, and then is bounced off of the boards and into neutral ice. Nolan with a stutter step, and Armstrong was offsides. So the Dogs will get called down with 13:03 left to go here at Arrington Ice Arena in regulation. Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder here on the ACTV. Happy to have you all joining in from wherever you may be watching. Things progress on. Face off, tied up, and then shook free. As neither team really been able to establish zone presence in the same way that we saw in the first and the second period, yet this third period.
Yeah, it's been very back and forth this period. Calvin goes on the attack, then Adrian goes on the attack. It's been very back and forth, but not a lot of possession, and as you said, not a lot of zone presence in the third period so far.
Center ice draw was played back, and a turnover. Bond will have to get back in time as he shakes off a hit and continues on as Fife was cleaned out at center ice on a scary hit from Jagleski. Oh, and he's in some pain. This one came up high, and Fife is down in some pain, and we'll take a quick second for an injury timeout. After that quick timeout, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on ACTV. A scary collision sent on to Tyler Fife as he went down in a heap of pain and will get assessed by the medical staff here. There was a 5-minute penalty called and a game disqualification, so serving the penalty, Declan Curtis will head to the box, and a big opportunity here for the Bulldogs. As on this power play, even if they score, the penalty will not expire until the 5 minutes is up.
Yeah, and this is a big opportunity for the Bulldogs, right? You have a 2-goal lead. Now you have the opportunity, 5 minutes, no matter what, to go up, have the opportunity to be up a man. They haven't scored yet on a power play opportunity, but 5 minutes is a long time to defend in hockey down a man. So they're going to have some opportunities.
And it was Ryan Jagelski who sent the hit on on Fife. And he's kicked out for the rest of the evening as Spate will move in. To Gajewski, fires, and that goes wide. Traveling up top, here's Nolan. Gets it to Spate, now a D-to-D pass for Smith. Back to Spate, and that one eaten up by the glove, but couldn't be held onto. Gajewski, a shifty move. Now to the right side, Smith at the dot, plays it through. A slapping pass, Spate down low. Extended stick by Gajewski. Now to Nolan at the top of the key. Right side is Smith. Fires on, kick stop by Ciso. This is rimmed out of the zone. Calvin will get a change here, and so will the Bulldogs as the second power play unit will take to the ice. DeContier will play that back as Bond will get it to Stanko, and the Bulldogs are offsides. And some more extracurriculars after the whistle.
A few words being exchanged, I'm sure.
Julio wins it back to Bond. Spinning it, Smith will get it. Bond walks the blue, keeps it in. Now to Fife, hammers one and in the chest, and he seems to be okay now as he's back out for the power play, shaking off that hit from earlier.
Yeah, and more solid goalkeeping by Calvin. 37 shots now and just 3 goals allowed. Pretty good night by the Calvin keeper.
Carlos Cisos, that is. 34 out of 37. Julio couldn't tie up the face-off as this is played up. Bond will get it over for Smith. Cycle ensues as that shot was blocked off of a shin pad from Keith Schenkel. Good move by Bond. This is moved over. Here's Fife in the slot and he scores! A power play goal as he gives a wave to the bench.
Yeah, and that's a great play by Fife. I mean, putting the Dogs up 3 goals with just 10 minutes left to go. They still have just under 3 minutes left on their power play to maybe even get a second. But that goal is huge. Kills the momentum from Calvin. Puts you back of 3 goals with 10 minutes left in this contest. Things are looking good for the Bulldogs tonight.
And as we mentioned before, the Bulldogs will remain 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Obviously, that major penalty will stay on the board for its entirety, regardless of how many goals are put up, as Spate will get this along the left side. A recent 3-goal lead taken by the stick of Tyler Fife, who was hurt earlier, who drew the 5-minute penalty that we see at the moment, as he certainly now is okay, but was in quite some pain. But we're happy to see him doing well, and he certainly lit the lamp there. Gajewski, a shifty move, walks it in and kicked aside by Ciso. Played around, Thornton, left corner, now to the blue. Nolan will walk to Spate, finds Gajewski. Nolan, crisscross passing as it's swiped out of the way, as a bouncing puck is finally covered. As a tie-up after the whistle, some more pushing and shoving. Thornton gets a punch. Things heating up here at the AIA. You never know when you're going to see some interesting plays. Both teams not afraid at all to let each other know where they are and how they feel.
Yeah, it was pretty clear that, in preparation for this game, physicality was going to be a key for both teams.
Draw tied up, played to the top. Here's Fife. Now over for Stenko. To Bond. A one-timer, played through the slot, a loose puck! And what a save made by Ciso somehow. That stayed out.
Yeah, I have no idea how he got a hand on that puck. I mean, it deflected, point-blank range, maybe a little luck, mostly skill involved if you're Ciso.
Oh, I think this one was shoveled high over the boards. Plenty of real estate there. And Fife looked to the heavens after that one. But 1 minute and 37 seconds still of power play time with 9:14 left to go in the third period. As this is played off of the board, Secontier will come way out and find Bond on the opposite side. This is over for Fife. Makes it through. Stanko chops at it, and Bond will get it at the right blue. Babylos took a tumble and got some oohs and ahs from the Wow Warriors at the Wow Cafe. New unit out for the Dogs. Here's Mateo DiGiulio. Nolan over for Thornton, but he was offsides. And we'll stop for a second. Take the draw near side in neutral ice.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have not had the most success on power plays tonight, but they've certainly taken advantage of this 5-minute penalty. Opportunity to go up. They got their goal. They've been putting pressure on the goalkeeper. They've played this just about as well as you could have hoped, and potentially are looking to come away with a second goal and put this thing out of reach.
Nolan will hit Sebastian Smith. Shows off the speed as it's dropped out and then cleared. DeContier will play it to Nolan. It's turned over and chopped up into the air. A backhander finds Spate. Little time left on the 5-on-4. Motored ahead. Thornton on the wide side. Spate looks in front. He takes a shot. The second attempt kicked out by Ciso. A great stop.
What a great play by Ciso.
Gajewski with a chance, and this is blockered aside. McLaughlin will spin off, and that's going to do it for the 5-minute penalty. And that puck bounced right over the stick of DeContier and almost caught him off the back of the skate. Is this tip on net? Almost went. Not a lot of room there to work with. Dogs trying to find everything. Jammer will play that high. McLaughlin right back to him. Glove down and sent the other way. Babylos fought off hard by Thornton. The Cesare waiting in the slot, hoping that it pops out to him. Finally broken free and played off into the netting. And we'll stop with 6:48 left to go in the third period. Alex Herman here with Anthony Ryder on ACTV. Great night of hockey between the Calvin University and Adrian College. A 4-1 score at the moment.
Yeah, and despite being up by 3 goals, Adrian's continuing to be aggressive offensively, pressing the puck high up on the ice. And, I mean, trying to go for that knockout punch of a 5th goal.
Things progress on. Bond. A D-to-D pass. Kent misplayed it. Made a calculated play there, not to send it back to his D-man, because streaking through the middle was Christopher Bebelos. Armstrong. A floater. Gets to the corner and it's tied up. Once again, lifted out the other way. And the icing call will be awarded. We'll take the draw on the left side of your television screen. Nolan pushes it around down low for Jammer. Nolan will get it back. Up top is the Cesare. A hemmed shot was blocked, and Calvin will clear once again. And will be called down with the icing for the second time in just about 10 seconds.
Yeah, and Calvin's just trying to survive at this point. I mean, Adrian is putting on the pressure. Even up 3 goals, they're not going to let off. They're not going to play passive. They're continuing to press over and over and over. And you can see Calvin starting to panic a little bit, have a few cracks in their, in their schemes and in their play style. And Adrian is just continuing to be aggressive and press over and over and over again.
I think that's another
broken
stick. Matt Cesare snapped a twig. Is that number 4, number 5?
I think that might be number 6. If you took the over on broken sticks tonight, you're making some money.
That you are. Betting odds provided tonight by the WoW Warriors upstairs. If you're unfamiliar with the page, check it out on Instagram. And this puck moved over and almost went top shelf was Hank Overval. And stripping it there was the Cesare with some fresh lumber. This is up top. Now to Thornton. Opens up and puts it through. Nolan gets it back. This was put on and wide.
And right there, Adrian right back on the attack.
Nolan shoveled a shot on. And Ciso, don't know if he's in some pain or is just waiting on the play. Hopefully didn't get caught in the no-no area there, but it looks like that might be the case. That one stings a little bit. I can definitely attest to that for sure as a fellow goaltender myself. Mott steps off and tried to get the Julio with the tip. Played through on net with the paddle down. Stopping was DeContier. Push back up top. A bouncing pass. Mott rims it around. Here's a backhand. Stanko tried to jump for joy, but he couldn't get the glove on it. Making a nice hit, though, to continue playing their own zone, and finally it's turned the other way. Elkins. A backhander gets picked up by Monk, but he overskated it. It's finally throwing up top. Now in the slot, a shot there was blocked. Van Duzen took it, and it caromed off of a skate.
Yeah, key shot block right there. Right, point blank in front of the net. Not sure if your goalkeeper is going to be able to react in time, but good block.
Elkins will send it in and then get the line change. His starting forward is Bond. Now to Gajewski. Bond plays it. Spinning away. Dancing through neutral ice. Fights off Schenkel. Over for Spate, dead angle shot. Now here's Kent. A give and go and receives right back. Over for Bond, trying to poke it to keep it in. And got tied up there with Keith Schenkel. This travels back, no icing. As this is up for Dylan Kent. Gajewski tried to play it down, but the Bulldogs are offsides and they'll have to backtrack. This will allow Calvin to get some time, and stepping up was Duker.
Yeah. Calvin's first real shot in a little while.
And unfortunately at that too, didn't even reach the net. Back down low, a wrap around. Coming in, it's cleared.
Yeah, Calvin just not really able to get anything. The shots they are getting deflected before they even reach the goalie. They're not getting very many off to begin with. It's just, you know, great defensive play by the Bulldogs, not letting Calvin get even an inch back into this game.
This is played over. Hit off of the skate of Clement and then almost to Fife as Thornton sends a backhander. Fife over for Thornton. Checks the options and hits Armstrong, who makes a nice move. Will walk the right, sending it on blocker side. McLaughlin with a high riser. As that traveled off. Mott fakes the shot. Fife now to McLaughlin. His shot was taken, blocked by some bodies in front. A lot of traffic in that in-between hash mark area, as once again Calvin dump and change has been the story for them for this period. Receiving now is Jagelski. Excuse me, that's not Jagelski, that's Kyle Van Duzen. Jagelski with the ejection this evening. Certainly don't see him on the ice at the moment. Davis up top, tipped on net. DeContier out to play it. moves it off of the forehand. Now to Cesare, right side corner. Now to Jammer. Here's a 2-on-1 late in the frame. Moved over and trying to connect with Cesare, but it bounced over his stick as we're under 60 to play in regulation. Dogs lead by 3 at 4-1.
Yeah, the Dogs just keep putting the puck on the net. I mean, there's a minute left. They're up by 3, and they're not letting Calvin get even an inch. The game pretty much over at this point, but the Bulldogs want one more goal just to put that exclamation mark on the game.
Julio will glove down. Breaks in over the blue. Shot fired on wide to the glove side. Little time remaining. Stanko to intercept. He puts it towards the net front. Ian Elkins. A backhander over for Joel Dileman. Now up top, Stanko a turnover. Tried to find a Julio, but it was broken up. Gets it right back. Puts a shot on. That one was wide. Smith rings the iron. And this second chance, wide in front, swiping at it there was Bond. And that's going to do it. The Bulldogs extend their winning streak to 6 games in a row as they skate away with the 4-1 victory over Calvin University.
Yeah, very physical game by both teams. A low-scoring defensive contest, but make no mistake, this game was dominated start to finish by Adrian. 45 shots to just 16, 4-1 victory. Adrian able to capitalize on the Calvin mistakes, where Calvin just wasn't able to do so. A great game by the Bulldogs defensively, did enough offensively to get the puck in the back of the net, and they walk out with a 4-1 victory.
A great game all around from both squads. No handshake line tonight as we will go back to back. The Bulldogs travel over to Calvin University as well this weekend to play them at their arena. And with that, a 4-1 victory in favor of the yellow, black, and white. And here on ACTV, Alex Herman and Anthony Ryder, happy to have you all join us for a great Bulldog victory tonight. We thank you for tuning in and hope to see you again sometime soon as we bid you a good night.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.